his first year, but he said that all year Cathedral Latin has played everybody tough. They're 2-3, but they played everyone tough. He knew the type of game he was in for tonight. I'm guessing he would have thought they'd have more than no points on the board at this point. Jackson looks, still looks, now throws. Seaman has it. Seaman picks up enough for the first down across the 30. Considering that Louisville still has the 3 timeouts, if they could score and then get the ball back, they could at least give themselves a chance to tie it, but they've had such a struggle all evening to just move the ball.
They got to go 67 yards.
In a matter of no time, too,
Yeah.
with 4:30 left.
Yeah.
Jackson back to throw, pressure again coming, stays in the pocket. All types of time was there.
Nice
Edelman
catch
on the catch there, and it's
nice
for basically
catch.
nothing.
For a 1-yard gain. 2 yards.
I mean, for lack of a better term, Elmer, isn't that almost like a coverage sack there, because he basically just had to throw it to somebody that was there?
Yeah.
I mean, look, he had all day to throw. Couldn't get it to anyone. Kept his feet moving.
He's lucky that wasn't picked. There was a lot of people there.
2nd and 8. Jackson again, back to throw. Pressure coming. Throws middle.
Nice.
Seaman has it. Zach Seaman breaks a tackle, gets near midfield.
Came back to the ball really well on
He
that
did.
one, Seaman. Yeah.
Just don't know that there's nearly enough time here. We're under 4 minutes left. And Louisville still has to go, what, Elmer, 53 yards?
Yeah.
Another first down, though. They're down 2 scores. Jackson looks to set up the screen, and it was tipped by Mengaluzzi, and it went right back to Jackson, and Jackson wisely dropped it. They were trying to set up the screen there to Edelman.
Oh, okay. I was watching receivers. I was wondering, why wasn't that a fumble? Second and 10.
Louisville with it at their own 47. If you're just tuning in, Cathedral Latin scored in like the first quarter on a 15-play, 90-yard drive, and then they scored moments ago on a 73-yard touchdown. Jackson back to throw, looks over the middle of the field, still looks. Now he decides to tuck it and go and gets across midfield. Do you see how wide open Zach Seaman was there?
Yeah. But that was a hard throw. He's going that way, and the quarterback's, coming to the right, and he's going to the left. That would have been a very hard throw. I'm not sure his arm's strong enough to do that one.
Probably not on the run like that.
That's tough.
Now Louisville took their time out here.
But it might have been worthwhile to try.
It would have been. I mean, that's what I'm saying, to throw it and thread the needle downfield.
Yeah. Throw him open, huh?
You would think. I mean,
Throw
that's...
him open. He was open.
But think about it. Previous possession, Zach Seaman is right in the perfect position on that throw that Koenig had for Cathedral Latin, and the kid Coyne just reached out and grabbed it from him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to look at a play tonight that's going to be the defining play, that has to be it. It wasn't what put them ahead, but it's what created the separation that is making it now desperation time for Louisville. Wanting to throw deep here. Pickens is out there. Pickens can't bring it in. He tried to reach with one hand and let it go. He had.
If he'd have used 2 hands, would he have caught it?
I believe so. It was a good ball by Jackson. Maybe just a bit long. It was on his hands, right?
His hand? Yeah, I think he should have used 2 hands there.
Yep. I bet Coach Davis agrees.
Watches too much TV.
Yeah, it's fun to watch OBJ do that, but
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily mean that you should try it. And Louisville needs to get up to the line here.
It's 4th and 5.
3 seconds on the play clock, and they just get the play off. Jackson wants to throw for Lingenhol here. Lingenhol is there, and flag comes in. This is going to be a lot of help for Louisville here. Pass interference, and Lingenhol in double coverage finally gave a jump ball an opportunity there, and Louisville going to pick up the first down in a unique way here.
Defense pass interference. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Cathedral Latin's 8th penalty of the night.
That's a penalty.
Ball down to the 32 now. And 1st and 10 for Louisville. Jackson wants to throw. Pressure was coming. Man is open. Seaman is there. Seaman has it inside the 10-yard line now. And Louisville's on the doorstep now.
But that has to be a blown coverage, doesn't it?
It would sure appear that way. He was wide open.
Got to be a blown coverage.
You would think.
Be that open.
Under 3 minutes left. Louisville needs to score right now if they want to try to do anything to make this a game. Jackson, snap, gives it off, and on the handoff there was Edelman, and helmet comes off, and this is going to be a penalty for too many men on the field.
For who?
For Cathedral Latin. They were trying to run off their safety at the last moment. He didn't get off in time. Unless they're going to say he just did it at the last moment. The penalty now. So, 2nd down for Louisville. They have it at the Cathedral Latin 5 now. This is their best penetration of the night, by the way, if you're just tuning in. This is the best they have done tonight.
All right, what they got to score on this play.
They do, and then they need an onside kick. Yeah. Now they're under center. Play action, Jackson looks in the end zone. Ball is out there for Seaman, and he couldn't catch up to it. Had the right idea there.
Whoa.
Waited a long time to get rid of it, Elmer.
Yeah. Throw it now.
Yep. Threw it a second too late, right?
Yeah.
3rd and goal now at the 5.
Boy.
Seaman, bottom of your screen. Pickens out of the picture, top of your screen. 3rd and goal, and rolling out is Jackson. Jackson going to try to beat his man, throws in the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. Touchdown, Louisville. Brock Pickens on the catch for 6 from 5 yards out. Louisville says not so fast just yet.
Could have ran it in also.
Nice job by Pickens to get that foot down. Now Lab to attacks the extra point here. And the kick is up and good by Miles Lab. All right, so 14-7 now the score. And Louisville officially needs an onside kick at this point, Elmer.
Everything's left, right?
They have 2 timeouts left, which is probably not enough.
Now you work on this all year. The onside kick. see what they can successfully come up with here.
They got to come up with something.
Unless they're going against the Atlanta Falcons and they can watch it.
Not everyone has that luxury.
No. Especially guys who are making big money.
Believe me, Dan Quinn wishes he didn't have to talk about that too.
Oh my gosh.
Spectrum Orthopedics will bring you this kickoff. Now, I hear coaches say all the time exactly what you just said there, Coach, which is that teams work on this all year. How successfully do you work on it, though? I mean, like, do you...
Well,
is there a science to it, actually?
I think it's something that you work on. You do. And then when you do have a chance, you have a chance to be successful.
Did they get that football? Louisville might have gotten it. It's a Louisville football. We will see. Notre Dame Cathedral Latin comes up with it. Oh, my. Yep, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin football, even though Louisville has it in their hands. Vanover is the one who has it for Louisville. Elmer, that drive summary.
Okay, number of plays, 12. Time of possession, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Total yards, 79. A 5-yard TD pass from Jackson to Pickens. Extra point good. Cathedral Latin, 14. Louisville, 7.
.212 left. Louisville with just 2 timeouts remaining. Cathedral Latin
call timeout.
Rushing around to get things set. The handoff goes here to Gotham, and Gotham with his best run of the game in quite some time now. And Louisville can't afford to take their timeout just yet.
Why not?
Well, because of what he gained on that. I mean, I know that a first down probably ends the game, does end the game at that point.
But you're losing all kind of time right now.
Well, you are.
And you have 2 of them.
But I think their guess is that maybe you get a stop here and then you call it going into a third down. I'm just saying, I think because of the gain of yardage that he got there, he got 8 yards. Second down play and goes backwards that time, and now Louisville can take that timeout with 1:20 left. Going to be a 3rd and about 3 here. Now, we talked to Coach Davis, and he said last week against Worcester, they made a goal line stop at the end of the game and had a chance to drive down the field and score and win. They get a stop here, they could get the ball back, and they'd probably have about...
But they have no timeouts left.
No, but they'd have about 100 yards to go.
Yeah.
They waited too long to get that touchdown. I mean, and I know that wasn't me. I mean, I know that wasn't necessarily their fault, but I mean, like, you know, just they didn't find enough rhythm early enough in the game. I mean, they had urgency on that drive.
I mean, there's a lot of what ifs that we could say about this game.
I know.
A lot of what ifs.
I know. I mean, what if that kid from Notre Dame Cathedral Latin doesn't catch that ball on the previous possession?
Yeah.
You know? Well, now here they go. I believe into their wishbone look that we've seen tonight.
Boy, Cathedral Latin, they're just, come on, get organized.
They're going to take a timeout. They are.
They better. They're running people in and out. They probably have too many people on the field.
This is probably partially why both of these teams have losing records. No, Elmo? I mean, it's sloppiness like this, you know?
Yeah. They have 1 timeout left.
Now it's the third down play for Cathedral Latin here. They have it on the Louisville 48. Louisville needs a stop. They can take their timeout, and they could probably get the ball back with under a minute and a half left. Hand off, and enough for the first down, and that will ice it.
That's over.
Dominic Roberts, the one who carried the football there, the senior tailback at 215 pounds.
And nose guard, who's a good one. And a good nose guard.
And that'll do it. Louisville had their opportunities tonight.
The interesting thing is, who will Louisville play next week?
It's a good question. They have a chance to schedule some teams and get somebody on the schedule.
Well, they used to play in the league with them.
They did used to play Minerva
And that
a lot.
used to, you know, at one time, that was a big game.
It was, I know.
Minerva, Louisville.
Number 3.
Big game. Boy, that was
Still first down.
a backyard rivalry.
It was. Should have been East Canton, Louisville, with the proximity in play.
That's true.
Don't know quite what happened there. Somewhere along the line, they missed that memo. So now Cathedral Latin can simply put a knee on it, and they can walk away the winner of this game. And they do just that, and is Coach Davis going to take the timeout? No, he is not.
Somebody called timeout.
After the clock runs down, and have a safe trip home.
What's that?
Somebody called timeout.
Some sort of miscommunication there was in play. Did Coach Davis take a timeout, or did he not?
Can't answer that. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't see any motion. I didn't see any idea that a timeout was
I
taken.
didn't see him, you know, yelling at the officials.
Yeah, he didn't really like rush over to do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Clock operator, put 40 seconds back on the clock. First down.
Well, who called timeout then? They had to, and they can't have any more, right?
I mean, I don't know, because Louisville still has one timeout. Cathedral Latin still has two.
How could Louisville have? I don't know. Timeout. You're gonna raise somebody's timeout.
Yeah, I mean, somebody took a timeout there. Who took the timeout? I mean, Cathedral Latin wouldn't be taking a timeout at this point. What reason would they have to do that? I'm just all types of confused as what's going on right now. I mean, these officials have no control over what's happening right now. They have not clarified it. They have not made it known what happened. They have not made it known why they stopped time, why they added time.
Well, all they got to do is take a knee and.
Okay, now Louisville lost the timeout.
Okay.
There it is. Okay, so they should have stopped the clock after the previous penalty.
Okay.
delay of game, and they didn't do that. All right, so now Koenig puts a final knee on it, and that should do it.
I got 40 seconds to snap it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be it. Well, Louisville gave it everything they had tonight, but Notre Dame Cathedral Latin comes on the road in round 1 of the Division III playoffs, and they defeat Louisville by a final score of 14-7. We'll wrap it up when we return.
Orthopedic injuries can happen at any time. Sometimes they're minor, and a trip to our urgent care is appropriate. And sometimes life finds you with a traumatic orthopedic injury. At Spectrum Orthopedics, our skilled orthopedic trauma surgeons will be there for you, ready to treat the most delicate of cases with the highest quality of care and simple human kindness, so you can get back to life faster. Spectrum Orthopedics, we are here for you.
Wake up with Canton's Morning News. Pam Cook reports all the news, traffic, and weather you need to get your day started. News Talk 1480 WHBC. Online at WHBC.com.
There is something special about our community.
It's a feeling, a spirit, and you can sense it and see it in everyone who lives and works here.
Everyone in our community matters.
You matter.
It's a simple concept,
yet its message carries a great impact, which we all need to hear.
Every conversation, each Pay It Forward message can have an incredible impact on someone else's life.
It can start with just 2 simple words.
You matter.
You matter.
You matter.
1480 WHBC presents the High School Football TV Game of the Week. The All-Care TV Game of the Week is brought to you by SARTA, Northern Ohio Honda Dealers, Spectrum Orthopedics, Old Carolina Barbecue, MCTV, Friends and Family Credit Union, Altman Hospital, Sarshone Ford, Omni Orthopedics, CSE Federal Credit Union, and AltCare, and can be seen locally on This TV Canton.
Notre Dame Cathedral Latin a winner tonight here at Louisville. 14-7 was not a pretty game at all. Was a game of turnovers, a game of field position, and a game of just both teams trying to figure out what they did best tonight. And really, again, just not much of a game from start to finish. The Sarshone Ford wrap-up we are into right now as Louisville is now 2-5 on the season. Again, they can play 3 more games if they would like. With the rules this year of COVID being in place, they can play up to 10 games, and we'll see as Cathedral Latin moves to 3-3 and they move on in the Division III playoffs. We get to our wrap-up stuff, though. First, we have our rock-solid play of the game brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. Elmer, this was really no surprise at the end of the day. This was the play that kind of put it to bed for Cathedral Latin. It was a long pass play in the final quarter, in the final 5 minutes or so of the game, and they just were able to make the play. It was 73 yards from the quarterback in Koenig to Noah Coyne. It was his only catch of the night. Here's a look at it. Seaman had the play, didn't he, Elmer?
Yeah, he had good coverage. It was on the outside shoulder, and the kid stayed with the ball, and he made a great catch, and one catch for 73 yards.
It's your play of the game
That's
tonight.
It.
Capped off a 3-play, 73-yard drive. Elmer, final stats for tonight's game. Go ahead.
For Cathedral Latin, rushing, they had 81. Louisville had 86. Passing, Cathedral Latin had 106. Louisville had 119. First downs, Cathedral Latin 11th. Louisville 15. Total yards for Cathedral Latin, 187. For Louisville, 205. These in the last two statistics are tellers of the game. 2 turnovers for both teams, but 17 penalties between both of them. 9 for Cathedral Latin for 65 yards, and 8 for Louisville for 45 yards. Individually speaking, for Cathedral Latin, Jacob Koenig was 4 for 11, 106 yards, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. Aston Gotham had 13 rushes for 34 yards and 1 TD. And Noah Cohn, as you said, had 1 catch for 73 yards and 1 TD. And Nathan Slater had 2 catches for 36 yards. For the Louisville Leopards, Tyler Jackson was 13 for 30, 119 yards, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. Tyler Jackson was their leading rusher with 10 rushes for 35 yards. Dan Kennedy had 8 rushes for 28 yards. Zach Seaman had 3 catches for 53 yards, and Brock Pickens had 3 catches for 23 yards and 1 TD. And that is the final statistics, John.
And then, of course, we have our player of the game tonight, the Altman Hospital player of the game. We went with the senior from Louisville, Dan Kennedy. Not huge stats, 8 carries for 28 yards and 2 catches for 14 yards, had the 1 pick. But, Elmer, it seemed like he was the lone kid from Louisville tonight, always around the ball.
He was around the ball. When he did run the ball, he ran hard. You know, he was the spark that was trying to get things going for Louisville.
Made that really nice
catch there.
Yeah.
That was a good catch.
It was.
Great concentration.
It was.
You know.
Elmer, Altman Hospital player of the game one last time, Dan Kennedy, as we end the Sarshown Ford wrap-up here. What does Louisville look at now the rest of the year? I mean, they have the ability to play 3 more games if they would like, which is altogether kind of strange in and of itself. But, you know, how do you handle the rest of this year if you're Louisville?
Well, I think if you're Louisville, if I was coaching, I would really, because of the situation they're in and everybody's in, I would get 3 teams that I could win and try to go into next year on a 3-game win streak. You know, I don't know who's going to be available, who's not going to be available, but that's what I would do. I would make sure we would, you know, but hopefully they have this already arranged with somebody. If they don't, they're really in trouble because you got to exchange films and you got to do all that other stuff and make arrangements. Are you home or away? You know, there's a lot of paperwork that has to be done. So I'm sure their athletic director and football coaches have talked about this and got this taken care of. But I would really want to have 3 teams that I could have 3 wins on the end of the season with.
Thanks to Elmer Sheets tonight for his comments. Thanks to Bob Jeffries, our statistician. Thanks to the Image Video crew, Billy Smith, our director this evening. Again, Louisville drops to 2-5. Notre Dame Cathedral Latin moves on in the Division III playoffs with a round 1 win over Louisville, 14-7. I'm John Bozica signing off from Louisville. We will talk to you next week on the AltCare TV Replay Game of the Week. Have a great weekend, everyone.